You wouldn't believe it, this kid's wacky plan just popped into his head. He puts on a pilot's uniform and storms into the local university. He claims to be a Pan Am representative, interviewing 8 gorgeous girls for future flight attendants, and they're all changed into stunning uniforms. Getting out of the car, they steal the spotlight, a parade at the airport, with guys nearby drooling. Meanwhile, crafty Frank is hiding right among them, and even the sharp-eyed fubbler doesn't spot this top fugitive. If being low-key doesn't work, then let's go overboard. You see that faded pilot in front of them? That's right, a pilot. On the other side, Frank also hired a driver in a pilot's uniform, pretending to be suspicious, very clever. Don't fool me, I'm just a chauffeur. This guy charged me $100 to wear this outfit. It's laughably ridiculous. Let's stow that and take off. But Carl got played again, just sat there helplessly watching Frank slip away right under his nose. After leaving the US, Frank hid in Europe until Fubbler locked onto him again 6 months later. Carl couldn't find any leads, so he decided to start by tracking the fake check paper Frank used. He visits the printing plant, learns from veterans that fake checks need top-notch machinery. There is only one place in the world that possesses this kind of equipment. And do you know where it is? The answer is on Christmas Day. Carl charges solo to France, heading to the little town Frank's mom mentioned, ready to catch him. He presses the shut-down button without hesitation and then calmly informs Frank, "You're under arrest." There are over 20 armed officers outside, and Carl coolly adds, "You're under arrest." I convinced them to let me bring you out peacefully. Frank doubts it, but Carl insists it's true. If you go outside alone, there is no doubt you will be shot down immediately, but Frank still doesn't believe it. Finally, Carl solemnly swears on the behalf of his 4-year-old daughter. That finally convinces Frank, and he cuffs himself, but when they step outside, it's dead silent. But Carl is genuinely good, he doesn't play favorites. The French cops quickly arrive and surround the place, ignoring Carl, grabbing Frank instead. They're sending Frank away for good in a French prison, potentially for life. 2 years later, on Christmas Eve, Carl shows up at the French jail with an extradition treaty. Frank's locked up in the tightest French prison, surrounded by iron walls and no light talking through a rat hole. 2 years have indeed dulled Frank's shine, and his health condition appears to be extremely poor. Carl surely doesn't want his good buddy to meet his untimely end in a French prison. So he promptly calls in a doctor, but the moment Carl turns around, Frank makes a break for it. The inmates upstairs are all cheering him on with great enthusiasm, but he promptly halts all his movements when he feels a gun being pressed to his head. And at this very moment, he is seated on the plane bound back to the United States. Carl leans in with a question for Frank. How did you get that law degree? Surprisingly, Frank's last wish is to see his father before going to jail. That's incredibly touching. Sorry, I didn't think we were close to home. He panics. He dropped a few steps. A major train station. Trying to change your ride back, Frank is crushed by the news of his father's passing. Frank's grief is overwhelming, so Carl sends him to the restroom. After a bout of hysterics, the place falls silent. When Fubbler barges in, he finds it empty until Carl spots the nut on the ground, then realizes Frank slipped out through the stall behind the toilet. As soon as Frank jumps off the plane, he doesn't choose to run away this time. He heads straight for his mom's new place with anticipation. Looking through the glass, Frank sees his mom has built a new life with someone else. Such a bittersweet moment. Turns out, he's been replaced in his mom's heart by a little girl. Her new home is serene and cozy. After all those years on the run, is this what it meant to be home for Frank? Sadly, he never finds what he's looking for. Maybe if he hadn't run away, things would be different. Soon, the police officers arrive at the scene and commence surrounding the area. Frank doesn't hesitate for a moment, walking up to the police car willingly. After all, he doesn't want to disturb the picnic moment. In the end, Frank gets slapped with a 12-year sentence. Ouch, that's gotta hurt. 2 years later, Carl visits Frank in prison and he brings him some of his favorite comics. This time, Carl's got an agenda. He's feeling nervous. He pulls out the fake check and shows it to Frank, who instantly spots that the criminal is a bank teller. Carl is flabbergasted. Something he couldn't figure out all just clicked for Frank. Soon after, Frank gets released to work outside, and Fubler's boss gives him a new job. It's like a pie falling from the sky. Once they check con artist, now Frank is working as a Fubler agent, helping him solve check cases. With great power comes great responsibility, drowning in work, pulling all-nighters, craving to escape again. He changes into a pilot uniform once more and makes an appearance at the airport again. To his surprise, Carl has been waiting for him. What are you doing back here, Frank? Carl has been hot on Frank's heels for 4 years, working tirelessly to secure his exemption from street enforcement. In his eyes, Frank's just a mischief-making kid. He's a real talent. Carl tells Frank that he's not here to catch him, but to help him out. He believes that by Monday, Frank will dutifully show up for work. However, when Monday arrived, it was already past 10 a.m., and there was still no sign of Frank either inside or outside the office. Furthermore, a type of fake checks has begun trending in the market, causing Carl to be utterly overwhelmed and stressed. Just when he doesn't know what to do, someone snatches his magnifying glass right out of his hand. The construction site is surrounded by logging activities with a buzz of energy. Cement trucks arrive on the scene, creating a sharp contrast to the previously deserted atmosphere. As the true story ends, don't forget to subscribe for next time.